Fantasy check-in now on the Dallas Mavericks, answering a question from Twitter users here. So I've got a question from Daniel Gatt. There's also another one from Kirk Rancharan, who Daniel says, trade for Dennis Smith Jr., expecting a trade with increased role/usage. And Kirk says, should Dennis Smith Jr. be dropped? So it's a good discussion here on Dennis Smith Jr. Now, in terms of Daniel's question, should we trade for a player hoping that they get a trade? In general, 98% of the time, that never works. So no, you shouldn't be trading for someone because some bullshit site reported, and I'm not saying it's a bullshit site, but yeah, I think it was Mark Stein who actually reported the Dennis Smith stuff. When you hear about a trade potential rumor like that, in all honesty, it just never happens. Nearly every trade that's come through, it's coming through out of nowhere. Now, we knew Justin Holiday was going to be traded because of the situation in Chicago. Expiring contract, tanking team, that's fine. We had no idea where he was going with Trevor Ariza. Expiring contract, tanking team. We knew those trades were going to go down. But any other trade that goes down, it comes out of nowhere. We never hear about it. The details come through without us knowing about it. And yeah, Dennis Smith, maybe they took a phone call on him. But this is a guy they drafted at pick number 9 who I thought should have gone higher than that. I'm still higher on him than most people. And maybe that's clouding my view. But I don't think you should be trading for a guy like Smith because it was reported that maybe they're looking to deal him and therefore he's going to go to a situation and get more usage. He might, but like 95 to 99% of the time, this just doesn't work out and it doesn't happen that way. And that's not something I'd be looking at. Now, Smith is the 126th ranked player for this season. His shooting has improved 44% from the field. So why is he so poor? Well, it's under 69% from the free throw line. Only 4 assists per game with Doncic there. Only playing 28 minutes a game this season, and some of that is to do with some injuries that he has sustained, and that's limiting his numbers. I still think that he is a 12-team league guy and should be rostered as such, but I thought he could be a top 50 guy pretty comfortably in the next, either this season or next season. The Doncic factor has had an impact, but it's going to require that efficiency, the free throws really jumping up, and his ability to get assists coming up, and I am really concerned that that's not going to be the case for Smith. So in a 10-team league, I think you can move on from Smith. In a 12-team, I probably would hold in most cases, but it's not going to be for everybody, depending on how strong your team is and who's on the waiver wire. But I also wouldn't be trading for him just on the off chance that he gets move to another team, because if I'm the Mavericks, I'm not trading him really for anything. Why would I trade a high potential, high upside second year guy who's like 20 years of age and only 2 years removed from ACL surgery? So it's a good question, and it is something that allows me to address that idea of trading for someone in the hopes that they get traded somewhere. It just is unlikely to be a scenario that works in your favor.